Welcome back, trainers. So we're going to be taking a look at a few things going up against Arlo, as a few of you did request. And throughout this winter event, I wanted to challenge myself with the buddies, and that was going to be every time I clicked on a shiny, I had to catch it with buddy assist. So this right here, where it went through and I didn't time it just right, if I was to catch this, I would have to transfer it. Thank goodness it broke out, because I did not want to transfer that massive 1736 shiny Sneasel. And you're going to see exactly what the IVs look like when I'm done here. So I did hit it perfect. The slow poke did hit the buddy assist for me. I did shrink the circle down extremely small. That's pretty odd that it didn't get the excellent. I've encountered this a few times where I make the circle so small that I do not get the excellent. So, take note of that if you're trying to hit a legendary. I mean, you can make it as small as you possibly can, but sometimes it just doesn't get it. Look at those IVs. Absolutely beautiful. I can't believe that. Also, my buddy Garchomp did bring me another souvenir. So that is going to be 3 different souvenirs, and I was able to get a total of 22 hearts with my Garchomp today. I should be hitting best buddies, I think, tomorrow or the day after. So let's go ahead and celebrate. We're going to purchase that secondary move on my Garchomp. We're going to go ahead and pull that trigger. It deserves it if it's going to be my best buddy. Also, on another note, for the find a new Pokestop, once you do receive that Ultra Buddy perk, it's not going to have to be right next to it like I previously stated in a few of my videos back. It can be at a pretty far distance, as you've seen there. It was so far, as a matter of fact, that I said I'm not going to go all the way back. I was leaving downtown and it was in the very corner, so it doesn't have to be next to it. Now, going up against Arlo here, a few of you did request that I use completely maxed out Pokemon, because a lot of you do not have those 1500 CP Pokemon completely powered up. You do not PvP or anything like that, but you do have Pokemon maxed out for gyms and raids, in which case I'm going to be using my Garchomp, Charizard, and Togekiss. I do fluctuate between the Togekiss and the Alolan Ninetales. I'm going in here completely blind, so I didn't know exactly what it had here. The Charizard's going to be great because it's going to be super effective to Steelix. You have the Dragon Claw, super effective to Dragonite, as well as Salamence, and then 4 times effective to the Scizor there. The Garchomp is going to be super effective to the Steelix, super effective to the Salamence, Dragonite, a lot of damage to the Scizor with Earthquake and both the Blastoise. Now, I do also have the Alolan Ninetales in the party as well. What you can use in substitute for that is possibly Raikou with Wild Charge. If you have Shadow Ball, that's also going to be doing pretty good against the Steelix. I mean, it's not going to do a ton of damage, but at least it's going to be neutralized instead of not very effective. If you do have Wild Charge, that's going to be super effective to Charizard as well as Blastoise. Neutral damage to Salamence and to Dragonite. So I didn't really find myself using the Charmers too much. You will see that here in just a moment, but as you will see right now, I didn't even get to my 3rd Pokemon. So we're still on this Charizard here, looking pretty good. It does a decent amount of damage to the Salamence, so we're just going to go ahead and bring in our Garchomp, which has a ton of energy already on it, in which case we do have Outrage. We're going to go ahead and hit that, doing a massive amount of damage, and we're just going to go ahead and finish it off with quick moves here, and we're looking great. So Garchomp, a fantastic Pokemon, and buying that secondary move, is that a mistake? Are we going to get a community day in the future? I don't 100% know. It's a little confusing at this point because they did release the shiny. But I'm going to take the risk anyways because, like I said, it's going to be my best buddy. So might as well just have fun with it. I find myself needing a secondary move at most times, and I don't want to just let my Stardust collect dust, right? So we're just going to spend it. Taking a look at me going up against a Sierra here. Going to switch it up, and then we'll go back to Arlo here. What I'm going to be doing now is using 1 maxed out Lucario to take out her whole team. So this is going to be a whole lot easier if you did have Power Up Punch. The whole problem and dilemma is I didn't want to burn all my TMs trying to get it and then not have it, or eventually get it, but it's going to take me 6 TMs. I'm going to wait until 2020 when they do announce the whole, Go Battle League, and then I'll possibly be able to switch it up once they do rework the TM system, because like I previously stated in another video, I think that they're going to have a TM rework on how it's going to actually function in Pokemon Go when they do announce the Verse Seeker and the whole PvP online. How I think it's going to work is basically it's going to fluctuate through all of the moves, not bounce back between 2. It's kind of just cycle through, which is going to be a whole lot better. I'd rather deal with that than bouncing back between the 2 moves over and over again. Such a big headache. Anyways, taking a look at this here, what we were doing right now is getting as much energy as possible. We're going to be burning the last shield with the Aura Sphere. See, you can tell already why Power Up Punch would have been a whole lot better. I would have been burning the shields faster as well as raising my attack. So at this point, we do have a lot of energy, and we have Glade in the back with Confusion. So one of those Confusions is going to be taking us out. We are going to time it perfectly, otherwise we're not going to be able to do this. So we get off a Shadow Ball, and now we're just going to have to gain a little bit more energy, and we're able to get off one more Shadow Ball, and we actually took Sierra out with one Lucario. So if you haven't already done so, I challenge you to do it. It's pretty fun. You can run into some problems if you see the Lapras, right? Otherwise, you can probably still do this if it has Shiftry or the Houndoom, right? Because both of those are going to be weak to fighting. As far as the Kadabra, if you burn the shields fast enough and you have a secondary move on your Lucario with Shadow Ball, you should be able to deal with that Alakazam, or sorry, Kadabra, and take it out with one. I'm going to keep trying and see what I can do. After I am finished with this video, I'm going to go out there and fight some more. So not shiny. Moving on to the next Arlo here. So we are going to be using Garchomp and Charizard yet again. And of course, it's always going to be starting off with Bagon. Bagon's quick moves are going to be Ember and Bite. So I'm not going to really recommend you start it off with Togekiss, because then you're going to be locked in like this. Yes, the charms are going to literally just eliminate the Bagon, but then what you're going to be left with is going up against the Charizard, Steelix, or Blastoise, in which you're going to be in a bit of trouble. You're basically just going to have to burn one shield and then let the Togekiss go down. Don't even waste a shield on it, because Charm's not going to be very effective to Charizard. But on the other hand, if you did have Ancient Power on your Togekiss and you did somehow manage to burn those shields and keep your Togekiss alive, then that's going to be doing a decent amount of damage to it. Flamethrower is going to be super effective to Steelix too. Blastoise is just going to be a tank that you're going to have to deal with. Like I did previously state, using Raikou may prove to be pretty good for you. So I do not have that secondary move purchased on my Garchomp here. This is actually going to be older footage, but within the same day. I do believe it was in the morning, so we're not going to hit any of these bubbles because they're going to go ahead and shield that up. We're going to be burning that last shield here, and Garchomp is just magnificent because of its Mud Shot, charging so quickly. But what we're going to do here is gain a bunch of energy on our Garchomp, switch into Charizard, freeze up that Steelix for a bit, do super effective damage, and at this point we don't need to rush to our charge move. We're going to go ahead and let it hit us. I do believe it does have Iron Tail, so that's not going to be super effective. As a matter of fact, resisted by Charizard. A ton of energy at this point. There's no more shields. I think we're good to go now, and whatever's in the back is going to get hurt no matter what. If it's Scizor, we're going to almost basically one-shot it. If it's going to be a Salamence or Dragonite, we'll be able to hit it back-to-back with those Dragon Claws. And what we have is a Scizor. I quite frequently see this as Arlo's last Pokemon. It's a bit annoying. I wish it had more Salamence and Dragonites, the challenging one. But whatever, we're able to one-shot it with Blast Burn, and as simple as that. So basically my go-tos for Arlo at this point, just for fun, maxed out Pokemon, are going to be Garchomp and Charizard at this point. Having a blast with them, and they've been serving me quite well. So Arlo can be a bit tricky going up against him blind. So say you prepare for a Blastoise to be in the middle, so you bring a Grass type, but then you end up running into Charizard. That can be very problematic. That's why I was bringing up the whole Togekiss issue. If I run into Charizard, well, Fairy's not very effective to fire, and with their massive Shadow boost, you're not going to really be doing much. Just take a look at the Charm going up against the Steelix here. This thing is wrecking me. I mean, it doesn't matter if it has Dragon Tail, it's still going to be hurting me because, you know, Fairy does resist Dragon, but getting to that Flamethrower is just going to take forever, even with that pause. So you're going to have to kind of go in there and see what they have. As you see in a lot of these, though, I'm just straight jumping in here and I'm able to take it out. I guess you can say it's a bit of good odds on my end, having the Steelix with my Garchomp combination every single time, as well as the Charizard. But like I did recommend, Raikou is going to be pretty good and solid for that middle Pokemon too. But then again, no combination is safe, because say you bring Raikou, you're like, Poke said bring Raikou, and then you find yourself going up against Steelix, you're going to be still in some trouble, unless you do have a secondary move purchase on Raikou, in which you have Shadow Ball. Then you'll be able to do at least some damage to it. But Raikou does charge its moves quick, so you can burn shields as well here. But, you know, my combination seems to be fantastic. Didn't go up against a Blastoise. I didn't really see too many Charizards either. So that's why I'm going to go out there and test it again, and possibly bring you guys another video on how to go up against Arlo using different types of Pokemon, not just the elusive and rare Garchomp and then the Community Day Charizard, which, you know, a lot of you should have. It's a pretty good Pokemon. And if you're thinking, well, why Charizard over Moltres? Can't you just, you know, pick that one? Like, yeah, you know, totally, go for it. But then if you run into, you know, say the Salamence here, you're not going to have the Dragon Claw to do super effective damage, you know? So you pick and choose how you like it. It's more of trial and error. Bringing you these test runs and playing through them may help you if you are having some trouble. I just wanted to bring this to your attention and show you how I was dealing with it and going in blind, having good success. I was almost taken out actually in this run here. As you can see, the Garchomp is on very low health, but I was kind of toying with my food, to be honest with you. I was, you know, holding my energy, and I wasn't getting off the charge moves when I should have, because I felt very comfortable. Anyways, if you did enjoy this video, yet again, please give it a big thumbs up, share it with your friends if you found it useful, and I will be continuing to bring you guys Pokemon Go news and updates as the information does come in. Thank you for watching, and take care.